Dustin Poirier came up short again in his quest to become the undisputed UFC lightweight champion on Saturday. He suffers a third-round submission loss to Charles Oliveira in the UFC 269 headliner. A tough out for Poirier. He had a big moment in that first round. Looked like he was going to get the finish of Oliveira, but then things started to fall apart. Gets dominated on the mat in round 2, and then in round 3 gets finished early on with that standing rear naked choke. A heartbreaking loss for Poirier, as he put it in his own words at the post-fight press conference. Obviously highly emotional, rightfully so. He's worked so hard to get to this point in his career, to fight for this belt for a second time after losing to Khabib Nurmagomedov a couple of years ago, and now you have to wonder exactly what is going to come next for him. Poirier saying at the post-fight press conference all the right things. If he wants to build himself back up to being a title contender once more, he feels he has the tools, the mental drive, and the physical assets to be able to reclimb this mountain once again and be fighting for that belt. I certainly believe he is capable of it from a physical and skill standpoint. I just wonder about the mental side of it. He's been doing this for a very, very long time. The disappointments have added up a little bit now, and I can understand why he may not want to put in all that work all over again. But even if Poirier doesn't want to go for the belt, there is some very big fights out there for him that still exist, even in putting championships aside and all that stuff. And I think the clear one, if you are him right now, that you go after or wait to come around for an opportunity for you, is that fourth fight against Conor McGregor. Coming into this event with a lot of people feeling Poirier was going to win this title, I did not think another Conor McGregor fight made sense at all. We do not want to see Conor McGregor coming back from his injury and fighting for a UFC title. That seems quite ridiculous given his track record in recent years. But now that Poirier does not have the belt and is going to be away from that title scene for at least a little bit, I think there's definitely an opportunity to run back that fourth fight. However you want to feel about the result of the trilogy bout that happened in July, with McGregor suffering that fight-ending leg injury, there is some gray area there to promote and produce another matchup between these two. Obviously, from Poirier's perspective, to be able to beat McGregor for a third time would be so massive for his career and huge for his wallet. The payday would be big time, and the interest in that fight would certainly be at a high regard. Amanda Nunes suffers a shocking title fight upset loss to Julianna Pena in the co-main event of this card. No one saw this coming, especially the way it went down, with Pena standing in the pocket against Nunes and getting in a complete firefight before she eventually saw the action spill to the ground and secured a fight-ending rear naked choke. Just brilliant stuff from Pena here, and a shocking loss for Nunes, who had been nothing short of dominant over the past few years. She held that belt for so long and did so many wonderful things during her reign, and it was crazy to see it all kind of fall apart here and have her suffer one of the all-time title fight losses. I think it's pretty clear she's put in the body of work for an immediate rematch. No one saying otherwise. I think as long as she wants it and she's ready to go, I think you need to put that fight together, and it would be very fascinating and a big time fight for this division. Of course, we know Nunes dominated for so long, all challengers. She managed to turn back. In a way, this is almost good for her career because it gets some interest in her next fight. There will be a lot of people wondering what's going to happen in that rematch.